All right, I got these. These are Barnett. Supposed to be higher power than the regular yellow kind or tan or whatever they are. They're higher. I guess they're a stiffer rubber, thicker, whatever. Probably stiffer. And I'm going to put them on the Slingshot Crossbow. So get these off, and I got to use a little bit of water here to slide them on, and we'll see how this thing shoots. I only bought 4 bands. I was using 6 with the yellow, but these are supposed to be stronger bands, so hopefully I can get by with 4 instead of having to put 6 on here. So here we go. Okay, I got this one out. I'm probably going to cut these about a 1/2 inch longer because they are stiffer bands. What I have to have is the gap in here. I have to have enough gap in here to be able to cock it and not get my fingers all caught up in there. But it has to be taut enough to stay close to the tray. The closer the string, the longer the string engages the tray, the more accuracy you're going to have. If your string is all loose and floppy up here, it might start kicking your arrow to the side. I want the string to slide along the arrow tray, and so it'll have more accuracy. So that's the thought anyway. So go about a 1/2 inch longer on these. Brand new bands, cutting them. Yikes. Okay. About a 1/2 inch longer. Alright, there's those 2. Hopefully that'll work. I didn't destroy it for nothing. Just comparing the stretchiness. Yeah, it's definitely tighter. Hope I didn't cut them off too much. We're getting ready to find out. Alright, let me cut another set, and I'm going to put them on there before I cut the other set. I'll take these off. Just got 2 on each side instead of 3 on each side. Alright. I'll wet these, slip those on, see what that looks like. Just slide them to where they make that turn. Try that. There you go. Now, just make sure it makes the turn, and that'll help hold it on there. Maybe 2-step, I'm afraid they're going to wind up breaking. Problem is that this has to fit in here, and it has to be taut with the string, so you have pressure of the string against the slide tray. Because if it comes down through here and then it just starts disengaging from the slide tray because it's got slack in it, you're not going to have accuracy. That string needs to be taut against the arrow tray. And so these, I don't know, this may not work. I mean, that's about all you're going to get right there. Well, let's just cut the other one off, same distance, and if it's messed up, it's messed up. Alright, there's the other side. Okay, we're going to put those 2 on and try those first. And if they're too short, they're just too short. May have to do something different. Okay, so from the front, they need to be angled down like that, so it keeps it taut against the arrow tray. All right, let's tie the string on it. So let's tie on one side. So tie this one on the other side. Make sure a little tautness there. Let's see. It doesn't have to be super tight. I just want it to be somewhat snug against this tray. Let me do this different here. Pull it a little bit tauter, like that. You almost have to make it tighter than you want it to be, because you know it's going to stretch a little bit. It's going to pull on the knots. All right. Okay, now it's laying against the tray. So let me cut this, a little bit of this off, and then we'll try it. Always wear eye protection when you're shooting anything with a band or tension, under tension like that. Okay, first arrow up. All right, maiden voyage. I'm going to cock this thing. This is about 570 grains. And just see what it does. Okay, it's definitely going to need a second set of bands, but should double the power, so at least I know it just not breaking. Looks like it's still holding up. Alright, let's go get our second set of bands and we'll set them up. Okay, we'll try one more shot with this. Now let's put two more bands on. So when you put them on there, you have to put one in front of the other one, and then the bands stack on top of each other. That's how she goes. Alright, we got two bands on each side. 4 bands total. We'll shoot this one and see what it does. Ooh, that's quite a bit stouter. The bands are holding. Harder to cock. Alright, let's try this. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Rode one of those across Honduras. Yep. Chinook. 1984, 85. Alright, we dropped the arrow weight by about 90 grains. See what this does. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Now that's flat. I'm shooting at 10 yards. I'll probably drop it down a couple more clicks and then go back to 15. See what that's doing. Alright. Let's try 15. So after shooting a few times, you can see how much these knots have slipped. I'm going to just get a new string and bring it in, probably about a 1/2 inch on each side, and then put some lock knots behind it and burn these ends off. So the prototype's working, so we'll go to the improved model here in a minute. So I'm just going to put a lock knot behind this and then burn it off so it won't slip, like so. Alright, see if we can tie the other one on without touching that. So pull it tight. Make sure we got enough room there. like so. Let's see here. We'll come around the back side of that. We don't want to tie no, well, that's a hitch there. I don't want a hitch. Let's see here. Alright, we'll cinch this down to here and lock it in like that. Alright. So we got a knot behind knots so it won't slip. Try this. That definitely tightened her up. All right, 15 yards. Just shooting harder. Let me come up a little bit with my scope. All right, let's try this. Come up a little too much. Let me click one more down. Still shooting a little bit left. I'll come right with the scope too. That looked like that flew okay. All right, move the scope a little bit, see where this goes. Elevation's getting better. Let's move the scope a little bit more. All right, move the scope some more to the right. We'll see what it does. Or the impact to the right. Okay, that last point was 170 grains. This is 200. See if we get a better flight up the FOC. Now that flew way better. Still looks not right, but I don't know. Sometimes it hits a target, it kicks weird. All right, elevation's perfect. All right, this is 20 yards, 200 grain point. See how much arrow drop we got. Substantial. I think if to put the third set of bands on there and have 6 total, it'll flatten it out. I didn't want to order too many bands because I didn't know if this was going to work, and these bands are kind of pricey. They're heavier duty than a standard, like a daisy yellow band. All right, at least we know. Okay, 20 yards again. I dropped the scope manual adjustment down 1 click. See what that does. It still drop. All right, we'll go down 1 more click. See what that does. Try that. That's a heck of a rainbow. But the left to rights have gotten better. Yep. Yep, I think that third set of bands will flatten it out. At least I know this works. I'll have to order another set. These are Barnett high power. There you go.